Merry Christmas in July! Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. Today we have a very exciting video. I'm going to be doing a comparison of a re-released bag and an original bag, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about Loungefly customer service and what happens if they give you a defective bag. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, I recommend you stay tuned for the rest of this video. But without further ado, let's get into the bag. Like I said in the opener, today we are going to be doing a comparison of two bags, the original Santa Mickey bag and the re-released Loungefly.com Santa Mickey bag. I kind of wanted to do this video as a comparison in case you were thinking of buying either of these bags or both of these bags, maybe. I don't know. I happen to own both of them currently. Or if you just want to see kind of the difference of what happens when they re-release a bag and sort of the quality difference and the makeup bag, like a makeup of the bag difference between, 2019, that's when it came out, not 2019 and, last year. I think the Loungefly.com one came out in, I want to say November of 2022. So kind of a 3-year difference in the quality and the design of bags. And I'm also going to be talking at the end. If you want to skip to that, I will leave a timestamp, all of that down below. If you just want to hear me talk about the Loungefly customer service and what happens when they get you a damaged bag. If you have not seen the video of me opening the re-released bag, I highly recommend you go watch it now, because that is kind of a preface to this video. I will also talk a little bit more about that in the damaged bag Loungefly talk section. But without further ado, let's get into the comparison of the two bags. Okay, so to start off, we're going to start with a little tour overview of the original Santa Mickey. So first things first, it does have the Disney Parks tag, which is one of the ways that you can identify it as that. One of the other ways is that it is entirely made of velvet. I think it's velvet. Looks like velvet, it feels like velvet. I think it's velvet, or a velvet-like material, whatever you want to call it. That is like the number one, two identifiers if you were looking for a bag. It's made of velvet and it has the Disney Parks logo tag. Now there are a lot of differences between the two bags, but those are the two main ones in my opinion. It also has this metallic-y material for the straps, for the bottom. I always feel like I'm about to drop these whenever I try and show the bottom, but it has this metallic-y material for the bottom and for the, like, what do you call this? The details. One of the other biggest things is the details on the face as well. They are all embroidered, and this is a real belt buckle right here, guys. Pretty cool. The fur is also slightly different, which I will do a little bit more in detail when I get to the other bag. But yes, that is a brief overview of the original. Now for the re-release. So this one is an entirely different material. It is made up of this glittery material, which I don't know if you can tell that it's glittery. Maybe a little bit. It's made up entirely of this glittery material. Yes, I did add a little thing to it. But this does not come with the bag. But it does have a little glittery material all up on it. And pretty much the entire bag, except for the back, is made of this material. The back does have a little Santa Mickey riding his sleigh. And it just has the generic Disney logo tag as well, not the Disney Parks one. And it's also on the front instead of the side. So those are a few of the main differences. And also it is, the biggest difference to me is the materials, and I just kind of wanted to point that out. And also the face is entirely screen printed. There's no embroidery, and it also has a inside pocket or a hidden pocket. I don't find these pockets to be super useful. I actually kind of wish for some of the bag designs that they've made, they did not put them in, because honestly, I don't know who uses them. This one in particular, I don't know, like it is just so hard to get into, and I've tried getting into it. It's just very useless in my opinion. But that is a brief overview of these two bags. Now let's compare the two. Beyond just the generic material that these are made of, the face is the number one thing that I want to highlight. First of all, this one is entirely embroidered or applique on the front. This one is entirely screen printed. The face also looks slightly different. Mickey on this one has pie eyes and has, in my opinion, a little bit more opaque of a like black color. And his like face is partially covered by his hat on this side. I will also say that Mickey has a longer face in this one versus the other one. And when I noticed that, I also realized this bag is slightly taller than this one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell. Okay, this is, okay, there we go. Yeah, you can't really tell. Okay. I promise they're like 1.5 inches-ish. This one's 1.5 inches taller, which makes me think that they now make their bags slightly taller than they used to. Because this one, like, I mean, I don't know. I can compare it to some of my older bags, but this one is just a teensy bit taller. It also does not have, like, an actual belt buckle, and the material that is, like, his sort of, like, button collar type thing is just a plain, like, leather material. The leather, or the material of the fur as well, even though the fur is in the exact same place on both bags, is slightly different. In my opinion, this one is better. It's a lot softer. This one is a lot more like rough looking. And I do like this one better because it is softer. I will say, in addition, the ears, the hat, and like this part is a lot more flimsy on this bag than this one. I don't know if it's because this one's made of velvet or they just put more into it. Like this one feels like it has some sort of like batten material in it to make it stand up a little bit better. And this one just flops all over the place. So yeah, those are the biggest difference in my opinion, is that overall, I would say this one has a little less detail to it, and it is not as nice quality as this one. I feel like this one is a little more, for lack of a better word, sturdier. And then this one, which feels a little bit more flimsy, if that makes sense. Now, outside of the details, talking about practicality. Personally, I like this one a little bit more for practicality purposes than this one. The main reason being that I don't really like wearing non-leather materials into the parks or whenever you're using this bag. And this one is made of velvet, so it feels like it would be a little bit harder to clean if you got dirty. And on top of that, the straps are made of this metallic material, and so is the bottom. And I have heard that the metallic material does not wear and tear as well as the just typical leather material. And it just has, I've seen a lot of people posting that it does not wear and tear as nicely. And so for that reason, I feel like it's a little less practical. In altogether, it's pretty much the same design. There's not a big difference between the design of the actual bag. But with that being said, this one again is slightly taller. So overall, I think I would give the practicality points to this Mickey versus this Mickey. I just feel like if you are looking, like if something gets dirty, you're gonna be able to wipe this one down a little bit easier. In general, I don't know if this is the most practical bag out there, just because of the fur as well and the like weird interior pocket thing. And the glitter, I don't know how the glitter wears, I will say, but it does not come off like on my hand at all. Like it's on there pretty well. It's not one of those bags that like if you touch it, you're gonna like have glitter hands. If that makes sense. And but yeah, overall practicality versus details, I think is really what it comes down. So which one do I personally prefer? Honestly, it's kind of a toss-up. I think for display purposes, this is the one that I would pick, but for like actual like use, this is the one that I'm gonna pick. And to be pretty like honest, I don't love the way that the face looks on this one as much as I love the way that the face that looks on this one. I think his eyes look a little weird on this particular bag. And it wasn't something that I noticed in the pictures. It was only when I looked at them side by side that I kind of was like, huh, his eyes are completely black. I don't know about that. I also think that just because of the less details, this one gets bumped down a little bit for me. But if I were to use one in the parks, it would definitely be this one, because I just don't trust the materials made up of this one, even though I do think it is a nicer quality bag overall. I don't know how they wear and tear. I'm just speaking from what I've seen and my personal experience with other bags. So if that's something that you want to know, I don't have data. I don't have information on that. But overall, I think that for practicality, this one wins. For design and beautifulness, this one wins. Hope that comparison and mini review kind of helped you guys if you are trying to decide between the two. Like I said, the Loungefly.com one, as of filming this video, is still in stock for, I think, $63-ish. This one you will have to get on resale, and it typically goes for about $100 and something-ish that I've personally seen. I'm sure it probably will continue to go down in price, as all of these bags are nowadays. But if you are interested in either of those, that's your best bet, is resale, Loungefly.com. And yeah, I hope that this again helped you. But let's talk about the other section, which is what to do if Loungefly sends you a damaged or defective bag. So to go through my story a little bit, I ordered this bag. When it restocked, it had a mini restock at $30, and I purchased it and I checked out and everything was good. It came, Loungefly.com shipping takes forever, I swear. Like every other company that I use pretty much ships in like 2 or 3 days. And Loungefly takes like 2 weeks to ship. So I was waiting quite a while to get this bag. When I got it in, it came in and this entire top part of his hat was completely unstitched and unsewn. And, you know, I'm not someone who is too particular on their condition, but when I'm buying a bag new in general, I'm a little bit more picky. Like I do buy bags used, and if it's a good price, I will be, you know, okay with it. And this one was obviously a very good price, so I wasn't super concerned about it, if I'm being completely honest. It was just kind of like a bummer, and kind of also like they advertised it as new and not defective. So like, should they really be sending out bags that are defective if they're not advertising it, if that makes sense? But yes, so I contacted them after I noticed that. After I filmed that video, I contacted them, their customer support. I think I actually emailed them on a weekend, so I think it took to the next weekday, so Monday, for them to respond. And I personally don't think that their customer support is a human. I think it is a computer, and I'll explain why as time goes on. But I emailed them and they basically sent this canned response back, like, you know, we're sorry that this happened. Right now it's out of stock. So, because at that current time it was out of stock, because I don't know why, but it was out of stock. And they were basically like, since it's out of stock, we can offer you 2 options, which is you send the bag back and we give you a full refund, or we can give you a 15% partial refund. And I emailed them back and I said, oh, I'll take the partial refund because I still wanted the bag. I was like, you know, that's good. I'm fine with that. I was going to get maybe, I think like $5 back. So I was like, you know what? I feel good with that. I feel like they've acknowledged that this is a problem and that so I was good with that. And then like 2-ish weeks went by and they still had not sent me my refund. And then I noticed that it had restocked online at $60-ish. I think it's $63 right now. And so I emailed them again. I was like, hey, I just noticed it's back in stock. Would it be possible, instead of a partial refund or a total refund, that I could just get a replacement bag? Because really and truthfully, that's what I wanted, was just a non-defective bag. I didn't really want a refund. I wanted the bag that I bought to not be defective, if that makes sense. And they responded pretty quick. And I think like within like a couple hours, within the same day, definitely. And it was almost word for word the exact same response from the exact same person. So that's why I think it's a computer, because it was the exact same person. And they said, yes, we can do that. And, you know, said that same thing, like, oh, we're sorry this happened, blah, 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 blah. Because I included photos too, the same exact photos I had sent the first time, and they were like, we will have this shipped out to you in, I think it's like 10 to 14 business days or something like that. And I was like, okay. They sent me a shipping label as well to send back the defective bag, so I don't have the defective bag anymore. And they said, as soon as you get the non-defective bag, please send back the defective bag, if that makes sense. And so I also ordered like 2 other orders around the same time, and I never received a tracking label for this bag or tracking information at all for this bag. It just kind of showed up along with my other bags, so I actually didn't know what was in it. But I did get it. I looked it over and I was like, oh, it's not defective. And they sent me a reminder email with the shipping label again, basically saying, here, please send it back. And I sent it back, and I have not heard from them since. I know it was delivered because I kept the tracking information, and because I have the shop app. If you don't have it, it's basically a place where all of your orders can be tracked if you order stuff online. And I put it in there, and so I know it made it there, at least, at the very least. But yeah, that is what happened. And now that I've told my story, I kind of want to give my opinion. So if you're not interested in my opinion, if you were only interested in the facts, click out now. But if you are interested in my opinion, here's my opinion. I had a bunch of people comment on my original video where I showed the damaged and the defective bag. They said that this was like pretty common occurrence, that they had multiple bags come defective from Loungefly directly. I have had bags come defective. In fact, one of the worst ones was I ordered 3 bags from one shop, and all but one came damaged or defective. They didn't pack it properly, partially, and also it was obvious that like one of the zippers would not open like entirely. So that was my only experience with getting a damaged bag or defective bag, and they were amazing about it. They like responded super fast. They sent out me a new bag and all of that. But I think what concerns me a little bit is after I had this happen, I saw a post on a Facebook group that they have now changed their return policy, that you can't return damaged or defective items. Now, I don't know if this is 100% true, because again, I don't know when this policy change was enacted, because my damaged bag is very, very recent. So I would assume that it was in between. I don't know fully, but I feel like that makes me a little hesitant to buy directly from them. Again, this is the first time I've ever received a defective bag from them. In general, the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of buying directly from them is that they take a really long time to ship, and a lot of small shops ship a lot faster, and I just in general prefer buying from small shops. But yeah, it's a little concerning is what I will say. It's a little concerning, and I don't know that I'm going to be buying directly from them unless I absolutely have to. I, in general, don't really buy directly from them because, like I said, I try to support small businesses. So if it's a catalog bag, so like a main catalog bag, in general, I don't buy from them. I buy from a small business. There's a whole bunch that I love and that I go to more so. Right now, my current favorites are Modern Pinup and Circle of Hope Boutique, if you want 2 suggestions. That's in general who I go to. My last and final thought on this is that I feel like, 1, their quality control needs to get better, or 2, they should have a defective bag sale. I've seen a lot of different smaller shops do this, where they will have defective bags that they post on their site for a discounted rate, and you know it's defective, you get a discount on it. With some of them, you can see what the defect is, and some of them you can't. I personally am not super picky on either or. I don't know why, but getting a discounted bag and knowing that it's defective, to me, is better than getting a discounted bag and not knowing it's defective, if that makes sense. The 2 small shops that I know of currently that do it is Modern Pinup, again, one of my favorites, and they actually do show pictures of what the defect is. And then the other one is Grotto Treasures. I don't know if they still do this. They did this a while ago where they would have defective bags. I don't know if they still do it, but for a while they did. Personally, I feel like this is the best compromise because I don't like the idea of damaged and defective bags just going into a landfill, but I also don't like the idea of them sending out bags as advertised as new, but not being, you know, not being new, because I also received an order where the bag was open from them as well. I again will link, I'm just gonna link my Loungefly haul playlist up above. But yeah, I don't know. I that's my feelings on it. Let me know down below what yours are. Okay, this was a very chatty video. I'm starting to lose my voice just a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed my honest thoughts. I'm always reluctant to film these videos because sometimes I know some people have strong opinions one way or the other. So yeah, I'm always very reluctant, but I hope this one is well received. Again, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more magic from me. I hope you enjoyed it, and with that all being said, it's time to say goodbye. Bye.